Hey guys, this is the Lesson 11 solutions video. Lesson 11 is one of my favorite lessons where it starts to get to the point where we can start seeing how a video game can be made using a draw loop. And the draw loop is something that will save us time because it'll run the continuously run code and we don't have to keep pressing the reset run button like we've been doing. Okay, so let's go to the exploration. The video you watch on your own, we watch that in class. So run the code and see how it works. So let's have a run. So we can see right here, there's going to be sea green circles. Okay, an ellipse is a circle. So let's see what that looks like. All right. So what's going on here? Well, we see that the x and the y value is a random number generated between 0 and 400. So that means every time it goes through the loop, another circle appears. And they stay on the screen because we don't cover them back up with a background. So what happens is it just fills the screen up until all the white disappears. And it'll just keep running forever and ever and ever. Okay, so that's how that's working. Moving on. So now what we want to do is we want to use that same program. And we want to add some code so that we add some orange circles with it so that you can see that it just keeps continuously going. So it says add code to this program so that your drawing has orange circles being drawn too. And I'm going to show you how to do something extra fun with it too. So let's look at this first. So we see what's going on. We see we have the green circles. So now we need two things. We need a new fill color and a new ellipse. Okay, so I'm going to show you a shortcut. So first of all, let's just copy this code. So if I click outside here and select both of these, and I'm going to press Control C and then Control V. Look what happens. So all I need to do is change this to orange. And that's it. Let's watch what happens. Boom. Just like that. If you want to have some real fun with it, do Control V again. Well, let's go up here. Just like put in a ton of colors. It's actually kind of neat. It makes it look like it's a gumball machine or something. So we got green, orange. Let's do red. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this for fun. Black, whoop, white, blue, pink, whoop, brown. Oh, that's kind of a gross color for a gumball. All right, let's run this and see what happens. Reset, run. There we go. That's kind of cool. I like that. And it'll just keep doing that forever and ever and ever because that's how a draw loop works. So all the code that's within this green enclosure just keeps circling and repeating itself. So every time another green one appears, it is in a random location so you can see them. And it's super fast, guys. That's why some people have trouble understanding how fast this goes. It's like thousands of times per second this happens. All right, let's move on. Another prediction. Okay, so if you look at the code, it's going to have a blue background, and then whatever the background or whatever it's going to draw is going to be yellow. And so here's the thing. So we have the blue background outside the draw loop, but then in the draw loop we have red background. So what that tells me is that a blue background is going to appear, and it's going to appear so fast you will never even see it. And then because what happens is the red one takes over. So remember, your blue background, red one goes right on top of it so fast you can't even see it. So let's run it. See, a blue background was there, but it never appeared. Now, if I get rid of this red background in here, let's reset it. I don't know if I can. So this is one where it won't let me change the code. But if I removed the red background there, then it would just be blue. So we can see what happens here. Now, we put the background in the draw function. So here's what's happening in super slow motion. Red background, circle. Red background, which covers the other circle, a new circle. Another red background, another circle. So what keeps happening is all the circles look like they're all different, look like they're the same circle in different spots. But what really is going on is they are different circles that are being covered up by a new background, and then a new circle, then a new background, and a new circle. And it's happening so fast that it tricks your eyes and your brain, and it makes it seem like it's just randomly moving around. So that's what's happening in this picture. So when you put the background in the draw loop, it gets rid of the picture that was there before. It's like it covers it up. Okay, so it's like taking a book, drawing a picture, and then turning the page so you have a fresh picture, drawing another picture, turning the page so you have another fresh picture, and so on. So that's what's going to be happening in some of these next ones you're going to see. All right, what do we got going on here? All right, so it says run the code to see how it works. So let's see what's going on here. We have a green alien that is rotating, but rotating like really, really in a narrow range. So if we look at the rotation, it's a random number between negative 10 degrees and positive 10 degrees. So that's why it looks like it's shaking. Okay. It says, and because it's continuously doing it, and notice that it looks like it's shaking. Now, if I were to take this background out of here, it would look blurry because all of the pictures would appear together. So let me just show you real quick. Watch this. See now what happens? We get rid of that background. He looks like, he's still shaking, but none of the pictures disappear. So let me put that background back in there. Background, boom. Let's put it back to orange and see what happens. Now, it didn't tell you to do that, but I was just showing you that. Okay, so now what we need to see is, it's just changing the numbers. So if we change it to like a negative 30 and positive 30, that just means it's going to rotate a little bit more. It's going to look a little bit weirder. You can see, so now it's rotating in a bigger way. You could put random number between 0 and 360. Whoop. Just for fun. I wonder what would happen. 0, 360. Let's see what happens. So now it's just kind of spinning in random places. So, okay. So that one basically is just experimenting. So let's move on. Oh yeah, I love this one. So this one is tricky. So what's going on here? Well, it looks like the pencil is shaking. Because it is. It's only going sideways. And you can see that in the code, guys, because it's only the X value. Remember, X is across. Y is up and down, just like in math. So it says run the program, see how it works. Edit the code in this program to make the second sprite shake like the first one. Move on when your program looks like this. So here's the tricky part here. So we have our pencil is appearing in a random spot between 100 and 110. So that's a very narrow area. So it's just going to shake. It's going to look like it's shaking. Our brush is stationary at 300. So we want to add a random number code in here to mimic what's going on here. Now, the difference between 100 and 110 is just 10, right? And the pencil is appearing around the 100 mark. So the brush is appearing around the 300 mark. So if you use the same logic that we did for the pencil, if you change the random number's X value to 300 and then just move it 10 degrees, it would be 300 and 310, and it would mimic exactly what we want. So let's do that. So we go to math, we put in our random number, cover up the 300. Now, if I were to put the 100, 110, because I saw some kids doing this in class, all that's going to do is it's going to move the brush on top of the pencil, and they're both going to be in the same spot. So we want to make sure that we keep the brush at 300, and then we just add 10 to it, 310, and that's it. So if I run it, there we go. Exactly what we want. All right, moving on. All right. Oh, I love these practices. Okay, so this is going to test your ability to put new sprite notation in there and make sure that you're naming your sprites correctly. Remember, camel case, you need to make sure that your sprite name matches the initialized variable. So let's see what's going on here. It says, this animation is already updating one sprite's rotation property to make it look like it's shaking. Run the program to see how it works. So we see our alien moving, and we see random circles appearing to look like space. add code to the program to make the other alien shake just like the first. So let's see what the code is down here. Now, you don't have to worry about this thing called world frame rate yet, okay? So here's our aliens being initialized. We have our green alien, and then we have our pink alien. So that has to happen outside of the draw loop. Then we have our fill. Now this is for the ellipse. So the ellipse is right here, and it's appearing randomly on the screen, and it's size 5, so it's very tiny. So we have our green alien dot rotation going between -5 and +5. So we want to do the exact same thing with this alien. So we need to add the code, but just change this to pink alien. So there's a long way to do it, which is go to variables, drag the X down, then go to sprites and drag the sprite.rotation down, and go to math and drag that one down. But you know what? I'm a lazy person today. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to copy this line of code right here. So if I click outside here and go over top of it and turn it dark blue, now I'm going to hit Control C. Now I'm going to hit Control V. Look what I did. Now, here's the easy part. Now I just have to change the variable name for the second one to this one, pink alien. So I'm going to highlight pink alien, Control C. I'm going to go down here, Control V. That's it. And it should shake exactly like this one. So let's look. There we go. Pretty easy. And I showed you a shortcut. Let's go back to the practices. All right, so the blurry sprite, I can tell you right off the bat, if you remember that one alien that we did, if you don't put the background in the draw loop the right way, then it's going to appear blurry. And in this particular one, if we look at it, here's the problem. Okay, if you look at all the code before this, we always initialize the variable before the draw loop. So the problem with this one is just simply a matter of the order in which things are. So we have to take the initialized blender and its set animation, and we have to move it outside the draw loop. So easy. You just hold the button down, highlight them both, grab them both, move them up above, and that's it. So now if I run the program, it's not going to appear blurry, it's going to appear like this. There we go. So you always got to initialize a variable before the draw loop. Don't put it in the draw loop. All right, let's move on. Oh, I love this one. This one is so simple. Okay, it has everything to do with the background, guys. So notice there is no background in the code here. Run the program, see what happens. All right, so it looks like it's frozen, but it's not. It's continuously drawing over the same spot, so it looks like it's frozen. It's kind of like if I were to take a pen and a piece of paper and draw a line, and then draw the same line on the other line, and the same line on the other line, and the same line on the other line. Nothing. It appears that that line never changes, okay? So that's what's going on here. It's continuously running. So we are missing the background. Remember, you have to have the background in the draw loop so that it has the picture, then puts the background on top of it, redraws the picture, then the background. So let's do that. And this one is so simple. It's just you drag the background in the draw loop, and that's all. Watch this. Perfect. This is one of my favorite ones because it just looks so cool. It just looks bubbly. And all we did was put the background in there. You can change the background to a different color, and it'll do the same thing, only it'll just have a different color background. Let's do purple. Run it. Boom. Same thing. All right. That one's easy. Moving on. And the last one is a Blender one. So let's look at the code. All right. Oh, this one's easy. Okay, run the program, see the bug. So from what we just did, guys, remember we initialized the variable outside of the draw loop, so that's okay. We have the background up here. That might need to change. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's moving. So there's two problems that I can see off the bat. Now, number one, it's not drawing anything because the draw sprites is separated from what we want to draw. So we need to put the draw sprites in the draw loop. Let's see what happens. Now we're back to the fuzzy problem where it looks like it's blurry. And that is just the background, remember? Drag the background into the draw loop. Now run it. Bingo. That's it. All right, hope that's helpful. And let's move on to the last part, which is the assessment. All right, so this one, you take everything that we just went through and you put it all together. So nothing's happening right now. All it's doing is it's drawing a salt shaker upside down, okay? We want the salt shaker to shake up and down, all right? I had some kids shake it side to side. That's okay. I didn't take any points off. But remember, up and down is the Y value. So what do we need? Well, we need a draw loop. So let's put a draw loop in there. What else do we need? Well, we already have the salt shaker, and we need the salt shaker to be shaking up and down. So we need a salt.y or a sprite.y. Okay, so we need to go to the x equals first. So let's put x equals inside. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't done anything with the draw sprites in the background yet, but they will have to move. So let's go to sprite.y. And to make it appear in different spots on the x value, it has to be a random number, right? So sprite.y equals random number. Now look at where the salt shaker is located. It is right at 200, 200. So if we want it to appear, we want it to appear in a random number between, say, 200 and 220 or something, okay? Or 200 and 210 or whatever. So it doesn't really matter. But if you start with 200, that's a safe bet because that's already where it's located. And then let's just put 225. All right, I just made that up. Now, obviously, it's not going to work right now if I run it. We have an error because we have to put our draw sprites inside there. And now if I run it now, it's going to be fuzzy. Watch. Oh, wait, it's still not working. Sprite. Oh, duh, what did I do, guys? What did I forget? I forgot to change the name of the sprite. All right, let's try it now. Now it's going to appear fuzzy. See? So it looks fuzzy, looks blurry, because the background is outside of the draw loop. So let's move that background into the draw loop right above salt.y. This is it. This will look perfect when I run it. There we go. All done. Notice, guys, I'm not going over the challenges. The challenges are challenges, and they are for you to do, to challenge yourself. I encourage you to do them once you get everything else done. But I don't normally look at the challenges together as a group. But if you do the challenges, I do go through and see and give extra credit for those. All right? Good job. Good luck. Have fun.